In today's video, I'm going to be discussing an IRS warning and massive tax refunds. That's the focus of the video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. Alright, now that tax filing season is upon us, millions upon millions of people are filing their tax returns and awaiting their refund from the IRS. So if this is you, I really hope that you do get a massive refund from the IRS because it is really needed right now for a lot of people because prices are out of hand, inflation has been eroding our purchasing power, and siphoning cash right out of our bank accounts and our wallets, and everybody needs a whole lot more money. So I'm crossing my fingers for you. I hope that you get a lot of money back in a refund from the IRS. However, I do want to talk through the details of some warnings coming out right now and massive tax refunds as well based on what is currently being said out there. Now, obviously, tax filing season did start quite a few days ago. On January 29th, this is the date in which the IRS did start accepting tax returns, and then obviously it goes through tax day, April 15th, right? The infamous day that we all know about, right? Now, that is the date in which your liabilities to the IRS are due, if you have any. Again, crossing my fingers, hoping that you do not have any liabilities due to them, but if you do, you better have them paid by that day, otherwise, penalties will accrue after that. Now, again, you can file an extension, but again, this is not tax advice, this is not accounting advice in any way, shape, or form. I don't know your situation, but you may want to talk to your accountant or your CPA about that. However, now let me quickly talk about some warnings coming out right now because this is a time of year where obviously millions upon millions of people are filing these returns, businesses are filing returns, hundreds of millions of tax returns are going to be submitted to the IRS in the next couple months here. So as a result of that, can you think that maybe some people out there are trying to take advantage of the situation? Scammers? Yeah, definitely, 100% they are, okay? So let me explain some situations and some different warnings that are coming out right now, okay? So apparently there's a bunch of people out there, again, trying to exploit this situation. So here's a couple things that I want to point out for you. Again, some of this may seem very obvious, but at the end of the day, sometimes even obvious things are like, it seems legit, right? Well, here's the thing. It's not always the case, right? So please be very careful about this, especially with any of your personal information. When it comes down to, pretending to be the IRS or somebody claiming to be, oh, I'm your accountant and stuff like that, okay? Be very careful with this. And again, this is all of your personal information, right? They know everything. Your name, your address, your social, your birth date, your sensitive information. Not a good situation, right? So again, please be very careful with who you share this with, which, by the way, in just a minute here, I'm going to talk about some other details about massive tax refunds as well, okay? But anyway, the warnings are basically coming in suggesting be very wary of anybody calling, texting, emailing, contact you in any way, shape, or form, pretending to be either an IRS agent, somebody that's going to represent you, as in an accountant, a CPA, something like that. Now, again, obviously, if you have a trusted person that you do work with, as in an accountant or something like that, obviously, if you have their contact details and if they reach out to you personally or something like that, but then again, be very aware of anybody reaching out, asking, for your details, and I'm going to represent you this year, and I'm going to file your refund for you, or your return for you, and get you a massive refund, things like this. Just be very careful about that. Basically, what they're doing is they're phishing. They're phishing, not with an F, but rather with a PH, phishing for your personal data. Again, trying to harvest your personal data so they can go out there and use that information against you in some way, shape, or form. Or some other situations are, some people gather that information, file your return on your behalf, and then they gather the refund. Have you ever heard of that before? This is a real thing. In fact, I just read some articles about this where some different people were busted doing this, okay? They were gathering information of individuals. They were filing their returns for them, not with the people knowing. And then they were taking all those refunds coming back, siphon them to different bank accounts, and then buying prepaid gift cards and these prepaid credit cards and debit cards and things like this. They were buying all this and putting all the cash on those. So tons of money, millions upon millions of dollars was reported with this. Well, obviously the people got busted, and guess where they are now? They're in a very small concrete room, I can tell you that much, okay? So please be very careful about that, and obviously you're not doing that. I'm not suggesting that you are. I'm just simply saying that these things are out there, and we all need to be very aware of it, especially this time of year when we see things out there promising, oh, big, massive tax refunds will get you the best refunds and stuff like that, which is, again, what I want to talk about now, and a perfect segue into this next part of the topic here, which is, this is the other warning that's out there, which is, if you see these people reaching out suggesting, we guarantee the biggest tax refunds, we guarantee a massive refund, we guarantee we will take advantage of all the deductions and credits, and we will get you the biggest refund possible. Again, be very aware of that, okay? At the end of the day, who's on the hook for anything if your tax refund, or sorry, if your tax return is incorrect? You are, right? It's your responsibility. At the end of the day, okay, fine. Maybe somebody, scratches a signature on something and pretends to be an accountant or whatever, but at the end of the day, your signature is on your tax return as well, and who is going to be responsible if there are errors and if things need to be corrected, as in, hey, you took a credit, you took a deduction, something like that you weren't supposed to. Who's responsible? You, okay? So please be very careful about this stuff, okay? Now here's the thing. We're only subject to get back any refunds or any credits back or take advantage of deductions and things like this that we are actually eligible to be taking advantage of, okay? They're not just out there like willy-nilly, hey, I'm going to grab this one. It's not like picking apples at an apple orchard, right? Oh, that looks like a good one. I'll take it. Oh, that one over there looks like a good, nice, ripe one. I'll grab that one too, right? It does not work that way. We can only take the credits and the deductions that we are legitimately eligible to take. So again, if you see anybody out there suggesting we're going to get you the biggest refund possible, we guarantee thousands of dollars. Nobody knows that. They can't guarantee anything until maybe they can see all of your personal information and put together potentially a tax return, and then maybe say, hey, based on your data, we could potentially get you, X dollars back, something like that. So again, please be very wary of anybody promising anything like this. It's probably not legit, okay? So again, just want to make this very clear, because at the end of the day, it might seem very appealing, like, oh, they're going to give me all this money, right? Okay, fine, but guess what happens? You're then on the hook for it if you were to get all this money back from the IRS, and then they say, hey, you took some deductions, you took some credits, you did things that were not legitimate. Who's responsible? You, okay? So again, it's trying to be here to point this all out for you. And again, I know this all sounds very obvious, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, you wouldn't believe how much money is lost every year by innocent Americans, people like us, trying to do the right thing, trying to scratch together some extra money by somebody that we thought we trusted, and then it turns out to be not legitimate, turns out to be some scammer, somebody trying to line their own pockets. And again, please be very careful with this, okay? Anyway, I want to do whatever I can to keep you updated with everything going on, as well as protect you, your personal situation, your finances, and just try to give you these warnings and things like this so that you can be very careful going forward, okay? So again, I know it seems obvious, but again, at the end of the day, unfortunately, a lot of people fall victim to this every single year. So I just want to make sure that you're, staying safe out there. Anyway, hope this one helps you. Again, as always, make sure to subscribe down below. But again, if you have a trusted professional, then obviously reach out to them directly. But again, this is not advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm just simply saying, if you have somebody that you work with, I would say initiate contact yourself. If you see some email or text message or call or something like this that says, oh, hey, I'm, John, and I'm your accountant. Sorry, John, click. Goodbye. You know what I mean? I would not give old John or whoever pretends to be that person on the phone. Just be very careful. That's the moral of the story here, okay? Anyway, there's a lot of phishing emails, a lot of phishing text messages, phone calls and stuff like that, pretending to be people that they're not. Obviously, just do what you see best for your situation. Anyway, that's about it for right now. As always, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including the thousands in the video library, or those that I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. And again, wishing you a very big tax refund, legitimately. I hope you get something back. I mean, seriously, how cool would that be? And that's the case for a lot of people. Generally, tax refunds are usually around the $2,200-ish dollars is usually the kind of the ongoing average most years, around that $2,200-ish dollars, give or take a little bit. But that's a lot of money that a lot of people need right now. Anyway, enjoy your day. Take care, and I'll see you again later in the next video.